Anthony, Joe, how are you doing?
Hi, good Carbine. How are you?
How are you?
Very well. Thanks for your time.
Thank
Our
you for
pleasure.
doing
Thank
this.
you for your time.
Absolutely, of course. So first of all, I was wondering, when did you guys feel more pressure, going to the Winter Soldier or coming from Endgame?
What's
Well,
interesting is because we're a duo, and I think it's because we have each other. We've never felt a lot of public pressure as filmmakers.
Right.
We're really just committed to telling stories that we want to tell and that make us happy to tell. I think that's how we got through our stint at Marvel, was just sort of tuning out the rest of the world and just accessing the parts of us that love the mythology behind those comics, and infusing them with themes and political themes that were important to us. Um, you know,
Yeah.
Coming off of Endgame, I think we felt an amount of freedom, like we have an opportunity to do whatever we want. We have a bit of a
Right.
get out of jail free card, right? And I think that Cherry, we knew was going to be very difficult to get to the screen. It's not going to be popular uh, um, topic with studios and with financiers. But if we're ever going to have the opportunity to do it, that was the time.
And what's so great is that my father worked with his brothers and that did not work out. And you guys are proving that you can be successful, working together, two brothers. But I was wondering, do you always fully agree with each other on a movie set, or do you bite each other sometimes?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, we have a depth of shared experience, both life experience and film experience that together. We basically spent our youth sort of discovering and enjoying film together. We figured out how to become filmmakers together. So we have a strong connection in terms of our common experience. But we're two different people, certainly, and we definitely have differences of thought. Um, but that's what we like about our partnership. We like that we don't think the same way. That's how we dimensionalize one another. We like that we can push one another into areas that we may not get to on our own. And that's part of what's fun about the relationship for us. It is difficult because you do have to have the ability you have to have a high level of trust. You have to be able to let go of your ego at certain times and compromise, or else the relationship can't work, the partnership can't work. But for us, it feels worth it because what we get out of the collaboration is something we feel that is just much bigger than what we could create individually, and that excites us. We think it's very truthful to the process of filmmaking in general, in the sense that film is a collaborative medium. That's your
Right.
entire experience of making a movie is collaborating with people, the cinematographer, the writer, the producers, the director, the actors, the designers. It's just a nonstop process of collaboration. And so
Yeah.
for Joe and I, that process just begins with he and I.
In the movie, before Sherry decides to go to the army, they have a very brief conversations about the sense of purpose. And I was wondering if we go all the time back, before you were Marvel directors and before you became successful directors, how did you make sure to find your own purpose, and how did you make sure to not only follow it but also catch it?
I mean, it's a very good question. I think you know part of what we did with this movie was access uh, our earlier lives and mine them for material. And struggling for purpose is a critical part of growing up.
Mhm.
We tried different things before we landed on filmmaking. I studied English, then I studied acting, then I studied directing, and then we made a movie.
Yeah,
Anth was in law school, and then he dropped out of law school to become a filmmaker. So we had different paths that we were exploring until we finally found the one that spoke to us the most. And I think then to become successful at it, it took every drop of blood in our bodies on several occasions, many times over. It was not an easy career path that we chose. So I just think that commitment is critical, right?
yeah,
An extreme level of commitment, and giving yourself enough room to understand what it is that you excel at before locking in on a target.
Absolutely. Anthony, Joe, want to thank you very much for your time today. All the best for your movie, and see you next time.
Thank you. These were
Look
great
forward to it,
questions.
Carmine.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Take care.